Hey guys, so today is a big video for me because it is my first official video. Yay! Okay, so today we are going to talk about being in college with autism because not a lot of people talk about it. And it's kind of a no-no topic, but we're going to get into it. So let's go. Okay, so for most people, because most people who watch this will probably not know me, but I have autism. I was diagnosed and put onto the spectrum, but it does not define me, and it should not define you. It is just a part of who you are as a person, and that is amazing because every single day you are amazing, no matter if you feel it or not. The first thing I'm going to talk about being in college with autism is some of the difficulties that you can face because though I like to think on the positive, there are some negatives. For me, if you don't know, I go to Winthrop University and we have a thing called cultural events. Cultural events are, let me put it this way, they're little events that you go to that have some academic usefulness. So you may learn about another culture, you may learn about a hot topic like racial issues, voting, etc. So, yeah, but with that comes some big issues, especially if you are on the spectrum, because for me, a lot of them can be quite loud. But I have a solution for that. I'll try to link them down in the description, but I call them ear defenders, and let me help find them real quick. Hold on. So these are ear defenders. They use them for like gun ranges and stuff, but I've never been to a gun range. I just use them to block out a lot of loud noise. So all you do is you put them on like this, and things are significantly quieter. And that can help a lot when you are in college and have to go to a loud event. It also kind of signals to people around you that, hey, she may, or he may, or they may not want you to come up to them all of a sudden, or that it may be too loud. And the best thing I can give advice for you is tell the people who matter to you that you have a hard time with this so that they understand, because people can't read minds. Another issue that you may have going into college with being on the spectrum is related conditions. I also have ADHD, depression, anxiety, all sorts of fun stuff, but again, that does not define you. So this, so though I can't give you any advice, try to find therapy counsel. Like if you think therapy could work for you and you're already not seeing a therapist, see a therapist if you can afford it. If not, there are a lot of on-campus options. Now, they may not be the best, they may not work exactly for you, but they can be very beneficial. I went to one, and I went to her for about a year before I transferred to a private therapist. But they can really help you work on goals and kind of figure out, because some even have psychiatrists attached to them so they can get you medications if you need them. But also a thing going back to being on the spectrum, having related conditions in college, you might have a hard time in the classroom. So in college, a lot is different than in high school. Your time could be structured, depending on the professor. You may have a professor who makes a list on the board and goes through it and gives you exactly what you need. But um, there may be a professor who's not so accommodating, and if so, figure out a way you can handle it. For me, I try to keep track of time as best I can, so I make little time trackers on my papers, like where every 5 minutes I just put a little line, and that tells me how much time I have left. You can also come up with your own schedule for the class. So if you kind of know what they're going to talk about, write it down. I've not tried that, but I've seen other people and it worked pretty good. It just depends on what you do. Also, a big thing to help you get through class, because college, again, these classes can be quite long compared to a high school class. So for me, high school classes were about an hour 15, hour 20. Um, but college, some of these classes can be up to 4 hours, and that can be very hard for anybody. But if you have ADHD, ADD, autism, sensory processing disorder, anxiety, you may have a lot of pent up energy, and especially if you don't have medication, or if you do have medication and you still need kind of something else, something that really helps me is a fidget toy. Don't get that confused with like a fidget spinner. Now, fidget spinners do work for some people. I find them quite loud, and I kind of don't like them because back when they were popular, they got like a negative trend. So like they got taken away. So a lot of like if you're still in high school or middle school, a lot of places still ban them. So I find ones that are more discreet or work for me. It is all up to what fits you. That is, if you take anything away from this video, it is all about what fits you. Not about what fits me, not about what fits Jenna down the hall. It's what about fits you as a person. Because to succeed in college, you have to figure out what works. So, I just got my handy dandy backpack out. I did make this bow. I will make a video later on how to make these bows. But this is my backpack. And the reason why I brought my backpack, not to show you just how cool it is also to show you the fidget toys I was talking about. So I keep them in my front pocket right here. And if you open it up, I of course keep my ear defenders in there normally and a mask because COVID, wear a mask. Don't go around walking around without a mask. Don't be rude. I keep extra chewies. Chewies are really kind of cheap. I want to make my own, so I'm going to be learning about that. But chewies can help you if you need that oral stimulation. Sometimes I do. It just depends on the day. It really, everything just depends on the day for me. I have this, which it looks kind of weird. It's called a pet tornado. You can get them at like science stores, and this may be a little too big for you. This is kind of me for like a studying if I'm going to the library or if I'm just going to be sitting in my room. But yeah, these can be helpful because they do kind of like have that like visual element, and they have glitter, and you can probably make your own. Again, it's all up to you. What else is in here? These little bubble thingies, these are great if you are overstimulated and you just needed to take 5 and watch the bubbles fall down. Yeah. Let's see, what else is in here? Of course, a Tangle. Tangles are the iconic fidget toys of the century. These things, they have knockoffs. They have name brands. I have both. This is actually a knockoff. I like this one because it is kind of squishy and they're very quiet. They're not going to be loud. You can even keep it in your hands like this and just go around like this. You can do like this. You can pull them apart. You can do whatever you need to do to fidget. Let's see. I think I have one more thing in here. This little spiky ball. This is not my favorite thing, and I will make a whole other video about fidget toys because that is my passion. But this one, it just is kind of like a hand massager, and you can also roll it on the table like this. It does make a little bit of noise, but it's discreet enough that you can kind of like get used to it. Okay, besides getting through class, you're gonna need, and like, this is some of the disadvantages, like, things are gonna be a bit harder for you, but it's okay. Again, it's okay. And also, if it's a little disorganized, this is my first video, guys. Don't give me crap for it. I'm trying my best. So, one way that I have learned to kind of combat this co-productivity, and you can see there's not a lot of post-it notes left in this, sticky notes. Sticky notes are your lifesaver. You can write anything down. They're small. They're cheap. You can get them at the Dollar Tree. I just bought a massive pack at the Dollar Tree. They come in a variety of colors. You can get them with motivational quotes on them. You can get them with pride stuff on them. You can get basically anything. You can just get plain beige ones. But sticky notes and a pen. This is my favorite pen. This pen is from the Dollar Tree. I write with this almost every day. It smells good. It works pretty good, and it keeps my notes in track. So when I have an assignment due, or when I have a project I need to work on, or I just have notes because I have a lot of other things going on besides college. Anybody with a disability in college can tell you the disability process of getting things you need, like an ESA, a service animal, accommodations for the classroom, that can be a lot, and there can be a lot of paperwork, a lot of meetings, a lot of political kind of stuff. Write it out if you have a hard time forgetting. Me with my ADHD, I have to write it out. So that's why I use sticky notes. I also use some Scotch tape just to tape them on my desk because they do tend to flap up. Mine are the cheaper ones, so they're not the best. But if you are fine with them just being out and about, it's whatever works for you. I also made a little DIY, and I can show you how to do this. But I got this at the Dollar Tree. This keeps track of what I have due for the week. So you can see it's organized by days of the week. You could do it by day. You could do it by month. Depends on what you fits you. They also make whiteboards with days of the week already on them. I have a calendar whiteboard. They have so many products. Walmart is a great place to get them because they're super cheap. And again, I'll show you a DIY in another video of how you can go to the Dollar Tree and save a lot of money. And honestly, because we're both college students, and especially some of us with disability who can't work, you may not have the most stable income. So anything that can stretch a dollar can really help. As I mentioned before, one last thing I really want to talk about is how your college treats you. When you're picking a college, which can be very scary, and especially so my college journey was, I went to a local technical college that was close to home for about 2 years, and then I transferred to Winthrop to finish my degree, and I'm about to get a degree from there too. So I kind of did a lot. But if that's not your choice and you just want to go straight to 4 year, if you can afford that, it's whatever. Or if you're comfortable with that, if you can get your living arrangement correct, that's great. But the one thing about it is if you need accommodations, make sure your college is treating you right and that you feel respected. If you do not feel respected, the second you come in that door, when you talk to them about your accommodations, you may want to leave. You may not want to pick that college. Even if you're in that college and you aren't getting the accommodations you need, you may need to transfer. It's scary, but if you are not getting what you need to succeed, then there's no point in staying. Doesn't matter. You can have, unless something is just extenuating, like you cannot afford to transfer, you cannot move, whatever, just try to find one that really fits you. For me, they call it the Office of Accommodations. They are very nice. There is 2 people there that specifically talk to you. Then again, that's why I had a therapist on campus, is so that I can be connected with those resources. I have a private room because of that. Because, for me, this is how my living arrangements need to work. I need to have a private room. I need that. But yeah, that's about all the disadvantages, and now we'll talk about the advantages. Okay, so what are the advantages of having autism in college? Well, first off, it can actually be something that kind of is a cool fact about you, because depending on what side of the spectrum you're on, and the fact that you may not want to share it, it could be a way to make friends. Because I have okay social skills. I have friends, don't have a big group of friends, but it's whatever. But you can really find some awesome people if you look. There may be even clubs for your college campus or your high school or your middle school for people who are on the spectrum. Or for disabilities. There's even a honor society for disabilities on my campus. And that's a national thing, so look it up. What is also some more pros? So it can be a way just to kind of accept your behavior. So if you were diagnosed like me later in life, some of the things that you might have been bullied for earlier on may not be so weird anymore. And that's okay. And that's kind of why I wanted to finish up this video and just tell you that it's okay to be who you are. Being in college is scary enough. You are on your own for the first time. You are completely responsible for who you are as a person. Whatever you do is accountable by you, and that's the only person that's going to be accountable for their actions. So just be you. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to act like you're neurotypical if you don't want to be. It's okay to be not neurotypical. I am accepting that, and that's why I'm making this channel, and that's why I'm making these videos, is because I don't want to be defined by a title, but I want to embrace the title so that it does not become a hindrance in my life. And if you feel that way right now, and it's not even just on the spectrum, if you are LGBT, I'm LGBT. If you are transgender, if you are blind, if you are deaf, or if you are in a wheelchair, or if you, whatever you want to put in this blank, let it not become your core part of your personality, but let it become something that makes you you and makes you become beautiful. And I really hope you take that to heart. That is it for you guys today. This is my first video, so forgive me if the editing is weird or if I move around a lot. That's just who I am. I can't help it. If you don't like it, you don't have to stay. But if you do, please subscribe, click that bell icon, and please help us get autism and spectrum and disabilities out there for everybody. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.